welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. So this is going to be a FS or Farming Simulator 22 recap video. I'm just going to quickly cover everything that we have learned so far about Farming Simulator 22. Now, of course, I'm bound to miss a couple of things, and there might be a few details I leave out, but this is to give you an overview instead of having to watch 30 different videos on Farming Simulator 22. This will just give you everything you need to know and everything that we do know so far about Farming Simulator 22. So, on April 22nd, Giants announced that FS22 would be released in Q4 of this year. The teaser trailer was also released at that same time, which is what is being played on the screen for you guys right now. It was announced that it will be released for PC, for Mac, for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One, and Google Stadia. Announces for self-publishing as well, so this is a big deal. Giants will be self-publishing this game as opposed to using Focus Interactive, which they have for Farming Simulator 19. Now, if we continue down, they also announced new features and new screenshots, and you're now seeing these new screenshots on your screen. There's going to be new crops, new maps, so there's going to be 2 new maps, which now we know one of those is going to be Elm Creek, but we'll cover that in a second, as well as Erlengrot, a new version of Erlengrot, which was released with the Alpine DLC, will be moving over. There's new machines. They also announced that there's going to be over 400 machines in the game, over 100 brands total. They also announced, of course, that there's going to be new brands, and they say, and more. And another big thing that was announced as well on April 22nd is that there'll be seasonal cycles, which is a really big deal for that as well. So, and they also mentioned that there'll be a new engine used, so there'll be Giants Engine 9, which will provide for more realistic AI, richer looking worlds, and other optimizations. So continuing from there, on May 12th, Giants released a first look at seasonal cycles with 12 screenshots, which you are now seeing on your screen. So they're for sure different than the seasons mod as well. They mentioned that very specifically here, that the seasonal cycles are not the same as the FS17 and FS17 and FS19 seasons mod released by Realismus Modding. So it's not going to be the same as that. It's going to be different. As you can see on these screenshots, we see 4 different seasons and 3 different areas. So very cool. Very excited about this. Continuing on June 9th, Giants announced production chains in FS22, along with screenshots you're now seeing on your screen. These are really cool. Going to be a huge game changer, I think. This is kind of incorporating what I would consider to be a lot of the stuff that we currently have with Global Company, but it's going to, I'm assuming, work much smoother and be much more, it's going to be part of the base game, which is going to be great. So there's not going to be barriers between whether it's going to be able to go for all platforms or not. It's going to be available in the base game. So features of that is going to be new buildings. So there's going to be buildings built into maps, as well as new ones you can place if you want to move different production chains and buildings around. They also announced bakery production, so such as you can take your wheat and make it into flour, then make it into bread, and continuing on from there. So different productions like that, you'll be able to make oil and stuff like that, so like sunflower oil, stuff like that. There's so many cool things in that, and you don't necessarily have to transport it from place to place. They did announce or kind of talk about, just in brief detail, that there'll be ability to transport your goods for a small fee, and the more you produce them, or the further along you move them up a production chain, the more profit you will stand to make from it. On June 10th, so just a day after that, Giants announced that they would have a limited time collector's edition of the game available at some point, and they released a photo of it, as you can now see on your screen. And this collector's edition is going to include modding video tutorials, the game itself, a PC game, 2 A2 posters, I'm not sure exactly what those are going to look like or be like, and 24 brand stickers. Oh, and of course, a USB beacon light that will react to your in-game beacon lights. So if you turn on your beacons and your tractors in-game, this desktop beacon light will turn on as well, which is great. So I'm definitely going to try to get me one of these guys here. Also on June 10th, Giants showed off some of the new American map, Elm Creek. So this is when they kind of announced Elm Creek, and they are... And those screenshots of Elm Creek you're being able to see those right now on your screen. So this is a Midwestern-based map, not on any specific area, just in the general area of the Midwest. Vast fields and spaces. It's home of the Elm Creek Wolves in Redford Park. This is a baseball stadium that's built into the map. Very cool. So that's just one of the cool features on there. Yeah, lots of cool details on here. I'm pretty excited about this map, pretty excited to play on it. On June 22nd, the big news came, though, that the game would be released on November 22nd of this year, and the cinematic trailer, which is also released at that time, which is what you're seeing on your screen now, is a big deal. If you want to watch that or you haven't seen that yet, definitely go check that out. Very cool. I also have a reactions video of me watching it and kind of talking about my reactions to it, so if you want to watch that as well, definitely a great video to go see. The collector's edition, as of when this video comes out, is not available, though they did have pre-orders for all other platforms, as far as I can tell. So even if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, you should be able to still go into the PlayStation or Xbox store and pre-order the game. If you are going to pre-order a digital PC copy or a disc, PC copy, make sure you use the link down below in the description, because that link will go to support the Farmer Cop channel. So definitely do that if you're planning to do that. And pre-order right now also gets you some bonus equipment. So you're going to get the Kloss Zerion Saddle Track Pack, which is pretty cool. So if you do a lot of slurrying kind of stuff, that's what that's going to be mostly focused on. We also get some hints in the video and announcements of new in-game brands such as Mac coming to the game. And I'm not going to go all crazy in all the new brands, but that's one of the new brands that was that kind of announced in the video a little bit. And it's been announced now. So on June 22nd as well, we get a glimpse into the new crops of FS22. As seen watching the cinematic trailer, you'll see it reveals grapes as being one of these new crops. So we now know the new crop types will be grapes, olives, and sorghum. At least that's a start. There could be more later announced on, but I'm assuming those will probably be the 3 new ones that we will get. And Giants also mentions that with production chains, you'll be able to process these crops even further, such as grapes going to juice and the olive going to high quality olive oil. And that is everything we know essentially, or most of the information we know from the Giants news releases, but there are a couple other things I want to mention before we go as well. So first off, a lot of you are here on this channel because you have seen one of my tutorial videos, and I will absolutely be doing tutorials on every aspect of FS22, including the new features such as seasonal cycles, production chains, and of course, all the new crop types. Second, there's a hint on Steam that the game may be possibly cross-platform. There's a screenshot of this coming up on the screen now. This has not been announced, and this could be a mistake, so don't read too far into it, but I kind of wanted to mention it on here. And lastly, before I send you guys on your way, FarmCon 2021 will have much more information related to FS22. FarmCon will be streamed live this year on Giants' official Twitch channel on July 21st, July 22nd, and the 23rd. I have these days off of work, and I will be watching the whole time. I will also be posting videos these days recapping and covering everything that was talked about during FarmCon in case you can't be there or you miss any part of it. So don't worry if you can't be there. I'm going to be there the whole time watching everything, taking notes, and I will be making videos on all of that stuff. So that's what I have for you guys. Stay tuned for more information as Giants teases and releases more information about FS22 in the coming months as we work our way towards November, where we finally get to have that thing released. So very excited. But anyhow, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos or news about Farming Simulator 22.